I hope you people are fine and safe at home. Today, we are starting the 10th class economics chapter, chapter number 3. The name of the chapter is Money and Credit. A very important chapter from the point of view of your board class. Earlier, this chapter has been deleted from the book, but now the board has added this chapter, and in place of that chapter, the board has deleted the consumer right. Earlier, the student, they used to make a project on this chapter, and the name of the chapter is Money and Credit. As the board, they have find that this chapter is very important and the student must know about it. That's why this chapter has been added. So now let's start the chapter. First, before I start the chapter, you know that what is money? A very important part of our daily life, because without money, if we think nowadays, is our life is possible? No, because for our daily day-to-day transaction, for our daily day need, we need money. If we want to buy something, you must have money with you. Without money, you cannot have anything. So simply, money is a very important part of our day-to-day transaction. But have you ever think in the earlier days when the money is not there, how the people they used to be survive, how the people of the early days they were doing their day-to-day transaction if there was no medium of exchange, that is money, and how they were doing. There was no bank, no ATM, no credit, no checkbooks, nothing was there as we see today's in our daily life. So now let me tell you how these people they used to do it, and that we are going to study deeply in this chapter about the barter system and the today's day-to-day transaction and how we are transacting. The word barter system I have used over here. The word barter system means when we are exchanging the goods with the good. Nowadays what we are doing, we are exchanging the good with the money. What is the source of transaction here? The money is the source of transaction. But in the earlier days, as I have told you, what the people, how they were doing. So they were exchanging their goods and commodities with the system, and that system known as barter system. Now I give you one example. There is a person who is having a bag of rice with it, and he want to exchange with the fish. Now when he was going to the person who is having a fish, but that person, the person who is having a fish, he don't want to exchange with the rice. So what he will do? So there is a problem. But now what will do? That person who is having a rice will find a person who is ready to exchange with the rice and will able to provide him with the fish. So when the person is able to find, when two people they were ready to exchange, there is a term used that is known as double coincident of want. What is the term used over here? Double coincident of want. When the two person they are ready to exchange their commodity with each other, and when for the barter system, it's very important that this double coincident of want should be there when the persons they were ready to exchange. For example, there is a person who is having a hammer in his hand and he want to exchange with the fish. But I told you that there is a person who is only having a rice with his. So is the transaction is possible over there? No, the transaction is not possible over there. So to solve all such problems, nowadays the money has been introduced which help us to be get out from the double coincident of want. So there is no problem that we don't need to find a person who is ready to exchange with her. Now simply we have to go to a shop, we will get our thing and we will pay that to that person in the form of money. Now as I have told you that the medium of exchange. Nowadays, what is the medium of exchange? That is money is the medium of exchange. Whenever we are exchanging the thing with each other, that is known as medium of exchange. For example, barter system. In barter system, the goods are being exchanged with the good, that is known as medium of exchange. Nowadays, when we are using the money, that is also known as medium.
Buy and sell goods. In those times, people simply exchanged one commodity for another depending on their requirement. This was called the barter system. However, exchanging goods in the barter system was not so simple. Let us take the example of this fishmonger who wants to exchange fish for some rice. The man who has rice wants to exchange it only with a pair of shoes. And the man who has a pair of shoes to exchange wants a new hammer in return for it. Thus, we see that although every person has something to offer, they cannot exchange things as their requirements do not match. An exchange is possible only if every person has exactly what the other person wants in return. Such a situation is called double coincidence of wants. Let us see how the situation changes if money is introduced. When money is introduced, a person can sell his goods to anyone in return for money and use that money to buy what they want from anyone who is selling it. Thus, money eliminates the need for double coincidence of wants. Also, since money enables the exchange process, it is also called a medium of exchange.
Medium of exchange. Now I will explain you modern forms of money. You know that we have a coins, we have a paper money with us, like 100 rupees notes, 10 rupees note, 500 rupees note. This is all the paper, and even the coin 1 rupee coin, 50 paisa coin, 2 rupees coin, 5 rupees coin. So that is metallic one. Now there are another also forms of money, and which comes involved in the modern form of money. Now first one, as I have told you, is the currency. In currency, what we are having a metallic, we are having a paper money, we are having a gold, and we are having a silver coins. All such comes under the currency. Now comes the second, deposit with bank. Now deposit with bank. What is deposit with bank? Now what happens, suppose I am having a money with me, I got my salary. From that salary I only need to use only one portion of it. An extra portion, I am very worried if I keep it at home, there will be a chance of theft at my home, I can lost my money. So what I do, I will deposit my money in the bank. When I am depositing my money in the bank, what the benefit I will get? First, my money is secure, I have a saving for the future. Another very important, the bank going to pay me the interest on it. The bank is going to pay me the interest on it, whatever the amount I am paying to the bank. Now what is the benefit of bank keeping our money and giving us an interest on that? Yes, the bank is also having a profit. What the bank is doing, whatever the amount we are keeping in the bank as our secure and the safe, what bank is doing is providing the loans to the needy person. The bank is providing a loan to the needy person, and that needy person, whoever needs a loan, they go to bank, they take a loan from there, and when bank is giving them loan, the bank going to charge a large amount of interest on that amount. So when a person who is taking the loan, he will pay the loan amount plus the interest to the bank. And one more important point, when we are depositing, the bank is not giving us too much interest to us, but he is charging a big amount from the loaner. So what the bank is do, from when he got the loan interest amount, whatever the amount is he give it to us, and in between what actually left, that amount bank is going to use it for himself. Okay. Now when we are depositing the amount in the bank, there is one important more thing. What bank do after every day transaction, like in a whole day, whatever amount has been deposited, whatever there are not like all the time when we are going to bank every day, the person, they are not depositing. Sometime like in a day, suppose 50 customers are there, from that 10 are depositing, 50 are withdrawing also. So now how the bank going to do that? So what the bank is doing, every day, whatever the deposit amount he is getting, From that deposit amount, the bank used to keep the 5% as a cash in the bank, and rest he used to keep it, send it to the Reserve Bank. And there the bank has been order that he has to give the loan. So that is the reason, like the bank, he used to give the loans also. When the bank will give the loans, definitely the bank will get a huge amount of interest, which help the bank in running his own business. So that is the thing what the bank used to do. The bank used to keep a 5% cash with itself, so that next day whoever is coming for the withdrawal also, like suppose if I have saved my salary and now I am needed of 5,000 rupees on next day, so I can easily go and I can take it out that amount from the bank. So now bank, like for example, and one more thing, as we are, this is the process of depositing with the bank. This is also a modern form of money. Now the another thing, like suppose I am paying my school fees. How I will pay? Nowadays there are so many methods, like I can give them a check, I can give them a DD, that is demand draft. So all this check and demand draft is also a new modern form of currency which is used, which is given to us by the bank and which we are using as a medium of exchange, where the money is not, like paper money is not using, only a piece of a paper in which we have written that this is the amount which has to be paid to that person and which is acceptable by everyone. There is no one who can deny that I am not accepting your check, you only give me the cash. No, because this is also being given by the law that the check is also being acceptable. Now on this video, as I have explained you about the bank process, I am going to show you one animated movie.
There are Meet Arjun. He is employed in a company. Today is the first of the month and Arjun has received his salary. Arjun only needs a part of his salary right now and he is worried about the safety of his extra cash. So, Arjun is going to deposit his extra cash in the bank. Arjun has a bank account with ABX Bank. Thus, he can deposit his money there. The bank accepts the money and adds it to the deposit in Arjun's bank account. The bank not only keeps Arjun's money safe as a deposit, but also pays interest on the deposited amount. Whenever Arjun needs money, he can withdraw it from his bank deposit on demand. Thus, bank deposits are also called demand deposits. Arjun is in the market and he wants to buy a new TV, but he is not carrying enough cash with him. No problem. The shop allows him to pay without cash. He can make the payment by check. A check is a written instruction to a bank by an account holder to pay a specific sum to a specific person from his deposit. A check has all the information about the person to whom the payment is to be made, the amount A check bears the account number of the person issuing the check. A check also bears a unique check number that can be used to track the payment. In today's economy, a check also represents money, just like cash, and can be used to make payments directly from a bank deposit. People's deposits in a bank create a big cash pool with the bank. As per the directives of the Reserve Bank of India, banks hold about 15% of their deposits as cash to arrange for daily withdrawals by depositors. Did you know? The percentage of cash reserves against deposits that a bank must maintain at all times is called the cash reserve ratio or CRR. This ratio keeps changing from time to time depending on the prevailing economic conditions. A major portion of the remaining deposits is used by banks to give loans to people for different requirements. Why do banks give loans? The depositors of a bank are allowed to withdraw their deposits on demand and are paid interest on these deposits. On the other hand, the borrowers who take loans repay it to the bank along with interest thereon. The interest charged on loans is more than the interest paid by the banks on deposits. The difference between the interest charged on loans and the interest paid on deposits is the bank's income or profit.
Which will help you to understand the concept very well. Now, in the next video, we are finishing over here till topic the modern form of currency. Next topic that we will going to be continue in our next video, that is loan activity of bank. How's the bank is providing loans to the people and what is the procedure? What are the things required for it that we are going to study in a detail. So in today's class, what we have done, we have studied about the barter system, we have studied about the double coincident of bonds, we have studied about the medium of exchange and the modern form of currency. And now in the next video we will continue. Please go through with the video. If you have any doubt, we will discuss in our online class. Thank you.